incredible. And we're going to continue to track the threat for storms tonight.
Currently in our area, 81 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Tonight, a stray thunderstorm is possible through the evening. Partly cloudy, low southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Saturday, partly cloudy. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 88. Saturday night, partly cloudy, chance of a thunderstorm. Low 73. Chance of rain 30%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
None of us knew it was coming this way, you know, and she said, get to the basement, you know, we see it, there's rotation, get to the basement, and we were in the basement 2 to 3 minutes before it just demolished the building. And it's still, you know, it's still surreal. Everybody's like, you know, you could have died, and it doesn't sink in, you know. I'm like, I didn't, you know. But it was just so fast. It was just so unexpected. So, I mean, you know, it took 2 minutes for this tornado to pass over us. And then all of a sudden it was just silent.
Well, just absolutely incredible videos, all showing the power and fury of Mother Nature. Preliminary reports from the National Weather Service rate this as an EF4. Homes torn apart, semi-trucks flipped, and sadly, 2 people killed. These deadly storms tore through Illinois just before dark last night, and the morning light showed the extent of the damage. We're looking back at what happened as well as a severe threat that lingers tonight with extended coverage right here on the Weather Channel. And thank you so much for joining us here on this Friday evening. I'm Alex Wallace.
And I'm Alexandra Steele. Last night's deadly storms claimed the lives of 2 women, both in their 60s, whom live next door to each other.
So let's get you caught up now on what we know at the moment.
All right, so those 2 women were killed in Fairdale, Illinois. No tornado siren system is in place in Fairdale at this point. The National Weather Service survey, as we said, went out there, assessed the damage. They believe it to be a single long-track tornado rated an EF4. The Illinois governor has issued a disaster declaration for both Ogle and DeKalb counties. Alex?
Well, the threat for strong storms, that remains tonight. So let's talk about what we are looking at out there. In fact, there we have it in parts of the mid-Atlantic. We're talking about a severe thunderstorm watch, and that is out until 11 o'clock Eastern time. And that includes the Norfolk area and just to some of the southern suburbs of Salisbury in Maryland there, dealing with that severe thunderstorm watch. So within that area, storms that'll be capable of producing some damaging winds and hail. Those would be the main risks. Well, let's start with our expert analysis from our very own severe weather expert, Dr. Greg Forbes. He is in the lab.
Thanks, Alex. And I'll take a look at some of the factors that are leading to the conditions favorable for severe thunderstorms there. I've dropped the tornado condition index now down to less than 2 for these areas today. Doesn't look like tornadoes are going to happen, but cold front moving into southeast Virginia. Look at that. The temperature there at Norfolk before the storms come in, 81 degrees. And we do have spotty severe thunderstorms all along and down along this cold front that's pushing into the New Orleans area. A lot of 80-plus temperatures there. And cold front is yet to completely clear the warm air out of southwest and south Texas either. Look at the warm front up there. Washington, D.C. has been creeping up temperature-wise as the warm front comes into there up to 65 degrees, but it may not be warm enough for the severe thunderstorms to come in there. Here's the satellite picture showing along the edge there. That's the jet stream. It's mostly going just skirting to the north of that severe watch area, and the cold pocket aloft you can see spinning across the Great Lakes, staying to the north. But the flanks of that are giving some energy aloft to the Virginia area. You get into the Gulf Coast states, it's farther south of that jet stream, so storms are a lot spottier. Here, just ahead of and along the cold front coming toward I-95 north of Richmond, we'll see if that's round 2. Round 1 has all the lightning there east of Richmond with damaging wind gusts. Backward sea, can you see that there? That's the Bow Echo just about to push out of Gloucester, Lancaster, and Middlesex counties, but it'll come over to the Delmarva Peninsula over the course of about the next hour or so into the Onondaga area and the Exmoor areas. Then if we take a little bit of a look down into Georgia, we've had occasionally some severe thunderstorms in Atlanta. There's some spotty storms might go severe down farther to the south along I-6. One severe thunderstorm. The storms have missed the masters there in Augusta. Aiken, Lexington County, though, over in South Carolina, severe thunderstorm warning. It's north of Mobile, down just to the south of the Biloxi area, just south and east of New Orleans, and then occasionally down into Texas, other thunderstorms. We'll watch tomorrow the areas from western Kansas, Oklahoma, and Texas panhandles as moisture pushes in there, and some upper-level jet stream energy comes in, but it looks like a situation not real fresh for tornadoes. Take a look here. There is some jet stream energy. There's two branches of the jet stream, one of them pushing at high altitudes in toward this area. The next one might give some severe weather on Sunday a little farther to the east. So for tomorrow, chance of some hail in late afternoon, evening hours, southeast Colorado, west Kansas, western parts of the Texas Panhandle. I've given Torcon values, though, of 2 to 3, at best just an isolated severe thunderstorm or tornado. And on Sunday, from Iowa down to Lincoln and Omaha, Kansas City, down into the West Texas, Oklahoma areas, again, spotty chance of severe thunderstorms. Let's go to Mike Bettis now out in tornado land. Mike, it's a lot of damage that you've been showing us. Show us some more.
Yeah, for sure. EF4 damage. We know that, Dr. Forbes. You've been out here and done this hundreds of times on damage surveys and had to go through this with the victims right alongside them. See the home behind us here. You know, imagine last night when this storm hit right around 7 o'clock and you start to see those storm clouds building, and then you start to feel the wind, you start to hear it, and then trees start to go down on your home and very close to your kids' bedrooms. And the next thing you know, your house is being ripped apart. Family's okay, but man, boy, they have some significant damage here in an unlivable structure at this point. What you see is the debris in the side yard here. That's actually the roof of the barn that's from behind the house. And beyond that, you know, ComEd, the electricity provider here, has done a great job of getting out here and doing a really nice job of getting some of the power poles put back up. They put several in right along the street here. So, you know, a lot of the power to homes that didn't have a lot of damage will be coming on hopefully sooner than later. But they need some help here, that's for sure. Significant damage with that EF4 rated tornado, potentially winds as high as 200 miles per hour. Hard hit in Rochelle and in Fairdale. We had our first fatalities ever in DeKalb County here that we've on record. We've never had a fatality from a tornado in DeKalb County of the 14 tornadoes that we've had in the history of the county. Rochelle, we had some pretty significant damage there, and the National Weather Service saying that it was the damage near there that was rated the highest. It was single family homes and the destruction of those that gave them the rating of the EF4. Still to be determined is the path length and the path width, and so we'll get some more details from that. They want to do an aerial survey next and get a real definitive view of the storm from above. Very easy to pick out the wind scale from down below, but now they pick out the path scale and the width of it from up above. What we do know is this: disaster has been declared here. The governor got a tour of the damage today, and he even vowed when he had a press conference today that he would hold a fundraiser with his wife and assist the people here in these towns that have been so hard hit. It's early in the season, guys, by the way, for Midwest tornadoes. You know, you get to this latitude, you come farther north, it's generally a May, June when we're looking for these. So early April, we don't see these every season. So I think for some people, way too early to begin, considering we just ended winter. We had a very tough winter here, guys, and then immediately into severe season. Can't just catch a break here in Illinois, that's for sure.
All right, so Mike Bettis, we'll see you back here in Atlanta in August-ish. All right, thanks, Mike.
Right.
All right, our coverage of last night's EF4 tornado continues right after the break.
And we're going to go in depth with a look at the damage it left behind and how that helps determine just how strong the tornado was. But first, stick around for your local on the 8s.
Spicy Super Crunch chicken strips are not your mom's chicken strips.
What about my mom?
I like these chicken strips.
Well, we'll see how this goes. Mom, you have an admirer. She is interested?
Okay. Chicken with a kick. Spicy Super Crunch chicken strips. This is how you Sonic.
According to the U.S. Department of Energy, most homes have air leaks and drafts that waste so much energy, it's like leaving a window open in your home all year long. Don't let another year go by. Call Champion Windows at 844-4CHAMPION. And right now, when you buy 2 rooms of windows, you get the 3rd room free. Plus, Champion now offers no money down, no payments, and no interest for 12 months. So call 844-4CHAMPION today. Because every home needs a champion.
The 306 horsepower Lexus GS. Experience the next level of performance, and there's no going back. Lease the 2015 GS 350F Sport with complimentary navigation system for these terms. See your Lexus dealer.
Book a tee time 24/7 with Golf Now. Day or night. Even after the course closes. Search the largest selection of available tee times at over 6,000 great courses. Book your round in no time with Golf Now.
Currently in our area, 81 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Tonight, a stray thunderstorm is possible through the evening. Clear to partly cloudy, low 73. Saturday, intervals of clouds and sunshine. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 88. Saturday night, partly cloudy, chance of a thunderstorm. Low 73. Chance of rain 30%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
We have been shattering records. Look at this sample.
I'm getting soaked.
You weren't expecting that, were you?
No, I wasn't. I am never getting married. Never. Guaranteed.
You picked a beautiful ring.
Thank you. We're never having kids.
Fill of air.
We are never moving to the suburbs. We are never getting one of those. We're never having another kid.
I'm pregnant.
I'm never letting go.
For all the nevers in life, State Farm is there.
Minnesota winters are brutal. It's tough being cooped up. It gets a little stale.
When Dad opens up the window, it's the first thing he does.
The Tobin stance.
Spring is in the air.
And pollen, dog-haired.
The sunshine looks like fairy dust.
Whoa, wow.
What's this? Swiffer Sweeper.
Swiffer Dusters. Removes up to 70% of dust and allergens. It stays on there like glue.
Wow, look at that.
Ew.
The Tobin stance.
That's totally what it is.
Well, welcome back to Weather Center Live. You're looking at what Fairdale, Illinois looked like just 48 hours ago. The after picture, well, a much different feel. Look at that. The town with a population of about 150 people hit hard by yesterday's tornado. Authorities saying almost all of the buildings in town sustained some damage of some sort. Here's another before picture here for you, and you can see what happens after some of those buildings leveled. Unbelievable. And we're going to go live to Fairdale. That's where meteorologist Mike Bettis is throughout the evening. But first, some storms to talk about right now over portions of the southeast.
All right, Alex, thanks. And also that before and after of that restaurant Grubstakers, really, that is so telling. We'll show that, I'm sure, coming up as well. But first, live to Atlanta, Georgia, Coca-Cola World headquarters shot. It's cloudy, rainy, and stormy to boot. We've had trees reported down around Piedmont Park, which is close to what you're looking at. Also, dime and nickel-sized hail, and even a severe thunderstorm warning posted. That has since expired. The storms now are kind of dropping south of Atlanta. North of that, things clearing up a bit, but we are going to still see, and certainly plenty of moisture around, scattered showers and storms kind of kicking off through the night tonight, maybe winding down at about 11 or so. So here's the picture. This is Atlanta, Georgia. This is what we all call here the perimeter. All right, and so you can see here are the showers and the storms, of course, the heaviest rain. Again, we did have a severe thunderstorm warnings. It doesn't really look like tornadic activity per se, because we're not seeing that kind of wind shear, the shift in winds with direction, but we certainly are seeing hail and some very gusty winds. 50, 60, even reported of a 70-mile mile-per-hour wind gust. Farther south we go. Here's all that moisture coming in, and the problem here is we have a stalled frontal boundary, so there's kind of no forward momentum. So we're kind of just sitting here in parking lot, and we're not kind of getting it kicked through. Here's the front, and right along it are showers and storms. The front stalled, so it's not moving, and we're going to see that. So that's why flooding really will be a concern through the next couple of days. Montgomery to New Orleans and southeast of Houston. So here it is through the weekend. Disturbance kind of rolling along this front. Moist air coming out of the Gulf of Mexico. Here comes the cold front, the next cold front. Through early in the week, that next time becomes the catalyst with the lifting mechanism for more showers and storms. So here's tomorrow. On Saturday, soggy from Amarillo to southeast. Montgomery to Jackson as well. Not quite as far north as Atlanta. You may kind of skate out a decent weekend. As we head toward Monday, now here come the storms. So with all this moisture along I-10 and I-20, of course, it's spring break for many down here, and a lot of people are out, but flooding, flash flooding really may be quite a problem because we'll see such an inundation of rain. Look at this yellow here delineated, 3 to 5 inches of rain. This is the computer model forecast, how much rain we could see through Wednesday till this thing finally kind of kicks off. So a lot of rain and a lot of flooding. So we'll talk more about this coming up and the severe potential, Alex, as well.
Yeah, absolutely. More on that tonight. But first to the tornado aftermath in Illinois. Some big issues there, no doubt about it, as we were tracking those storms across northern portions of the state. And we're getting a look at how expansive the damage is from the air. Now, before the tornado hit Fairdale, it destroyed homes and a restaurant north of Rochelle. The pilot for NBC5 News in Chicago flew over that area earlier today.
Mike Lorber reporting with the Sky 5 crew, Rochelle, Illinois. We are across the street now from Grubstaker's restaurant that was devastated here, Route 64 and 251. This is an area across the street just south and west from that intersection where about a dozen homes are completely flattened down to the ground. They are down to their very bare structures. You can just see how immensely powerful this storm was, and you can see the path of the storm as it made its way from Rochelle, Illinois here, making its way northeastbound towards the damage that we showed you in Fairdale. That tornado path can be seen very visibly through the farm fields here, but just an immense amount of devastation done near Rochelle, Illinois.
Unbelievable. We saw more, and the potential for more storms. Is it tonight or tomorrow? We'll talk more to Dr. Forbes.
Absolutely. Plus, it takes a special person to drive into a storm-ravaged area. After your local on the 8s, we're actually going to talk with the first responders of America.
What are you doing?
Athlete's foot.
Athlete's foot can be embarrassing. Lotrimin Ultra relieves the itching, burning, and cracking to cure athlete's foot and embarrassment too.
Ooh.
Get Ultra. Lotrimin Ultra.
I bring the gift of the Name Your Price tool to help you find a price that fits your budget. Take it all! Uh-oh.
The Name Your Price tool.
She's not to be trusted.
Kill her. It'll save you money. The Name Your Price tool isn't witchcraft. And I didn't turn your daughter into a rooster. She just looks like that.
Burn the witch!
The Name Your Price tool, a dangerously progressive idea.
The garden is the story of our lives, told and retold. It's as old as our time on Earth, and as new as tomorrow. You can have a yard, or slightly less. Gardening isn't about where we choose to live. It's about how we choose to live. Miracle-Gro. Life starts here.
14 clubs. That's what they tell us a legal golf bag can hold. And while that leaves a little room for balls and tees, it doesn't leave room for much else. There's no room left for deadlines or conference calls. Not a single pocket to hold the stress of the day or the to-do list of tomorrow. Only 14 clubs. Pick out the right one and drive it right down the middle of Pure Michigan. Your trip begins at Michigan.org.
Where do you get this kind of confidence? At your Ford dealer, that's where. Our expert trained technicians, state-of-the-art technology, and warranted parts keep your vehicle running right. It's no wonder we sold more than 3.5 million tires last year. And during the big tire event, get a $120 mail-in rebate on 4 select tires.
we build things to harness it.
That's awesome.
They hit the water, game on.
Up here in Southeast Alaska, the Coast Guard's the last line of defense.
This is about how far you can push yourself.
Double your deal during Tire Kingdom Spring Savings Event. Today at Tire Kingdom, buy 4 select in-stock Goodyear, Cooper, or Pirelli tires, and you'll get up to $60 via mail-in rebate. Put it on your Tire Kingdom credit card, and you'll get up to $60 more. That's double the deal, up to $120 back to you. Only during Tire Kingdom Spring Savings Event. Tire Kingdom Service Centers, proud sponsor of Sunfest.
Skin's ability to retain moisture weakens with age. New Gold Bond Strength and Resilience has skin-plumping moisturizers and proteins from the Resurrection Plant to bring skin back to life. 84% saw an improvement in skin texture in 5 days. Gold Bond Strength and Resilience.
Living with diabetes, it's really important for me to take care of my skin. It's a schedule. It's must do every day.
Gold Bond Diabetics Dry Skin Relief. 9 out of 10 saw noticeable improvement in just 1 hour. Dry skin is under control.
Gold Bond really works.
Currently in our area, 80 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Tonight, a stray thunderstorm is possible through the evening. Clear to partly cloudy, low 73. Saturday, intervals of clouds and sunshine. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 88. Saturday night, partly cloudy, chance of a thunderstorm. Low 73. Chance of rain 30%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Well, 24 hours ago, we were in live breaking tornado coverage. This tornado preliminary rated an EF4 by the National Weather Service this afternoon. They believe a single long-track tornado was responsible for homes being destroyed and 2 women losing their lives.
Well, for more from Fairdale, we want to head to meteorologist Mike Bettis, who is joined by guests. Mike?
That's right. Joining us this evening is the founder, CEO, all-around great guy of First Response Team of America, Tad Agoglia. Tad, what you and your team do, I'm not sure a lot of people understand. You volunteer your time. You bring heavy equipment. You come and you assist after natural disasters and play a vital role for you and your team assisting firefighters.
Yeah, I mean, in storms like this that are very powerful, there's so much debris everywhere. Help is needed not only in the search and rescue phase, but also in the cleanup phase that's going to start here really shortly.
So today, a lot of the firefighters were back in to Fairdale. They wanted to do another search and rescue. Not everyone was accounted for. You were able to assist them in a very specific way.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of firefighters in there, and there was a lot of big debris. I mean, you're talking about whole houses that are just collapsed and on the ground. So we brought in some very special equipment that can lift very large pieces of houses, but also handle them delicately.
Because they don't necessarily know what's under there, so they're just kind of guessing until they can get that, say the whole roof has come down, you can take the roof off and they can finally get a look down in there. Someone could actually be in their basement and be alive.
Correct, yes. I mean, there's in these situations, obviously could be pets, there could be people, and time's of the essence. So you have to have the right equipment. A lot of these firefighters obviously have the best training, and between the equipment and the training, you really can accomplish a lot.
As far as what you'll be doing the next couple of days, any idea what you may be assisting with from here on out?
Well, as that search and rescue recovery phase is over, a lot of the families will be coming back into the community. There's going to be a lot of debris to clean up, a lot of things to find in the rubble, and we're going to be here helping as many families as we can.
I see. One thing that I know that you do is you provide a lot of power, but impressive that ComEd is already out here putting the poles back up, huh?
Yeah, I think that's Illinois for you. There's a lot of good, hardworking people out here that are willing to get out, help themselves, help their neighbors, and our community can really get back on their feet very quickly when you have a good community like that.
We see it time and time again, don't we? People helping people, neighbors helping neighbors, and it just goes a long way. I think not only physically and how difficult it is physically to clean up, but emotionally, mentally too, right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, this is really what's needed. Everybody joining together, putting in the effort to help each other, and before you know it, you're going to have a rebuilt community, and better days really are ahead.
Tad, we at the Weather Channel really appreciate everything you do, and I know the people of the community do as well. Great job today. And by the way, if you want to check out more of Tad and his team, you can check them out on our website, by the way, weather.com/responders. It's a great thing that they do, Alex and Alex. I mean, these guys volunteer their time. They come in here and they do all the tasks that are nearly impossible for some of these small communities, and doing a great job today helping out the search and rescue there in Fairdale, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not sure if you asked him, Tad, or not. How long does he plan to stay, and how long do they typically stay? Is it so everyone is in good hands? How long does it stay?
Well, it just depends. I mean, if they have some very specialized equipment, so it just depends if they're needed or not. You know, Tad was saying, you were saying actually, Tad, that you may not be needed that long because the community has responded well here, and there's a lot of heavy equipment that's here already in use, right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, this is a farming community. There's already a lot of equipment around and a lot of people that know how to operate it. So I have no doubt that in the coming months, we'll probably see a lot of these homes being built again.
Well, Tad, we love seeing you. We hope we don't see you too much this tornado season, but we know you'll be there when the community needs you guys. But love talking to Tad, loving knowing what him and his crews can do each and every time they respond to a disaster, whether it be a tornado or a hurricane. They'll be there. Again, check them out on our website at weather.com. Weather Center Live.
Responding by storm, powered by Ram Trucks. Guts, glory, Ram.
I got red dirt stains on my boots and jeans, callous fingers from my guitar strings, wild like the wind in the tall pine trees. I got roots and I got wings.
We're here today asking kids what their favorite vegetable is.
Kids?
Now we're going to give those same kids Bush's baked beans.
That's good.
And finally, we're going to tell them that Bush's baked beans are actually a vegetable.
Ixnay on the vegetable bay.
Oh, right. Bush's secret family recipe gives them a delicious flavor, so they're a vegetable that kids actually like.
Bush's baked beans, the vegetable that kids love.
Dad, how many more weeks are you going to be using my car?
Until my insurance claim goes through, this is our car.
Mr. Parker, my parents have...
Allstate.
They have this...
Claim satisfaction guarantee.
Really?
Their claim experience is...
Fast, fair, and hassle-free.
Or they get their, money back.
Sarah! Come to prom with me!
No.
Hey, Mr. Parker.
Claim satisfaction guarantee. Just another way Allstate is changing car insurance for good.
Johnny, even after careers like ours, we're still going strong.
What's your secret, Richard?
Blue Emu Super Strength Cream.
I've used Blue Emu for over 10 years. I love it. Blue Emu, made with real emu oil. It gets down deep to soothe my muscles and joints.
And it's odor-free, non-greasy, and sure gives me fast-acting comfort.
I'm glad we had this talk.
Nice catch. Blue Emu. It works fast.
And you won't stink.
You could sit at your computer and read all about zero-turn mowers. Click, scroll, tweet, or you could just sit on a John Deere Z435 Easy Track and feel its power. You'll know it'll get the job done fast. When it's time to pick a mower, you've got to get on one. Visit your local John Deere dealer for a test drive today. Sign up to take your turn on a Z435 and save $100 on your purchase. Nothing runs like a Deere.
Life changes. A small business's life is no different. That's why Constant Contact email marketing is built to evolve with your business, month to month, year to year. So whether it's an email to reach new fans and customers, big sale, Constant Contact's email marketing and free expert coaching are all you'll need, no matter how much things change. business. Try email marketing free at ConstantContact.com.
We know you can't control the weather, so we build things to harness it.
This is about how far you can push yourself.
Currently in our area, 80 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Tonight, a stray thunderstorm is possible through the evening. Clear to partly cloudy, low 73. Saturday, intervals of clouds and sunshine. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 88. Saturday night, partly cloudy, chance of a thunderstorm. Low 73. Chance of rain 30%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Have been shattering records. Look at this sample.
I'm getting soaked.
You weren't expecting that, were you?
No, I wasn't.
Watch out. This is violent. You guys, it's right there, right there.
Stop. We're good. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. Oh my god.
It hit cars. It hit cars.
Look at there goes cars. What?
Oh my god.
I saw headlights go flying.
Oh my gosh. Josh, you need to stop.
No. Keep going. We'll going. Go slow. We'll go slow. We'll go slow. My god, we need to see if anybody's all right. We need to go.
Oh, it was dramatic. Were you watching with us last night? Live on the air, we had this incredible footage of last night's tornado. It crossed I-39, that's that road right there in Rochelle, Illinois, and headed towards Fairdale, of course, where we had 2 fatalities. This was one of at least 2 tornadoes to cross north central Illinois last night, and just incredible. This, and it doesn't even delineate, Alex, as much as other videos where you see this wedge tornado that is so dramatic.
Yeah, a sight to see, no doubt about it.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for staying with us. I'm meteorologist Alexandra Steele alongside Alex Wallace. Well, we are getting in more incredible images from the northern Illinois area from last night, showing you the extent of the damage from last night's deadly tornado.
Yeah, so let's get you caught up now on the very latest information. 2 women killed in Fairdale, Illinois. They were actually neighbors. There were no tornado siren systems in place there in the city. Unfortunately, there now National Weather Service survey crews assessed the damage. They were on the ground out there, and they believe this to be a single long-track tornado rated an EF4. They're going to go out and take aerial surveys to make sure that is the final rating there. And the Illinois governor has issued a disaster declaration for Ogle and DeKalb counties.
All right, well, during the storms last night, the Weather Channel was on the air. We were on the air tracking this radar, showing you live images and also from the storm chasers.
Yeah, and I tell you, one of the best videos from that time shows just how powerful the storm was. Take a look.
All right. That's it. Remember this. Okay. All right. The semi-truck you're going to see flipping over. And, you know, our own Dr. Greg Forbes said, believe it or not, that semi was a half a mile behind the tornado. It was from different mesoscale winds, so it was really kind of wild. So this is what it looked like, right, Alex? It was an EF4 wedge tornado, meaning it's wider than it is tall, went into the atmosphere 15 to 20,000 feet. And boy, the trail of destruction at around 6:40 to 7 o'clock last night.
Oh, unbelievable. I mean, you can see this thing churning and spinning and rotating incredibly fast here. Again, we're looking at the interstate. Folks driving there, Interstate 39, and I tell you, incredible. Look at that.
Yep.
That's what you were talking about, that semi getting flipped well away from where the actual tornado was there. Unreal.
Wow. The worst tornado there in 50 years in that county. All right, so an incredible night. So let's bring in Dr. Greg Forbes.
Yeah, that's right, and Dr. Forbes. We're tracking a bit more in the way of storms here this evening, but certainly paling in comparison to what we saw yesterday.
We certainly hope so. I don't think the conditions are anywhere near what we had yesterday. We do have thunderstorms. Severe thunderstorm watch is in effect for parts of southeastern Virginia. There are some storms in there that have downed trees in a number of locations. I'll take a look at some of the ingredients with this. It's the same cold front that was bearing down on that western Illinois, northern Illinois last night, and it has some warm air ahead of it. Norfolk there is still 81 degrees and well into the upper 70s and 80s down into the southeast ahead of the front, but not a very strong winds down in the Gulf Coast states. So best factors are in that Virginia area. Warm front here just to the south of Washington, D.C. has been creeping northward, but probably is going to be not in time for severe thunderstorms to pop up into that area. So I've lowered the tornado condition index to 2 or less for these areas. We do have some jet stream high up energy coming into the area, but it's mostly aimed a little bit to the north of that, north of that warm front area. And you see some big counterclockwise spin there. That's the cold pocket aloft. It too is skirting mostly north of where we have the warmest temperatures. So otherwise, we would have added to the instability. You see all these clouds coming from the west-northwest there, but their winds aloft are not extremely strong. So one line of storms along the front there north of Richmond, the one that has the severe thunderstorms on it, is coming to the Delmarva Peninsula. That means Delaware, Maryland, Virginia Peninsula. You see a backwards bow echo coming in there north of Exmoor. So Accomack, Somerset, Worcester counties, you have a severe thunderstorm warning. Farther down to the south, a few thunderstorms, a couple places across North Carolina, and a little bit more active coming across the south side now of Atlanta, over downstate Georgia, and over into South Carolina, Columbia. You're getting racked with thunderstorms. Some of these that earlier were severe, a little outflow boundary coming off this one that had been severe. Additional thunderstorms down into parts of southern Alabama, southwest Georgia, the Florida Panhandle, and parts of Louisiana, and even a severe thunderstorm way back southwest in Texas. Tomorrow, with a front stalling out, we'll have some moisture returning to southeast Colorado, western parts of Kansas, the Oklahoma and Texas panhandles. A chance of a tornado, mostly that's a hail threat. And then as we head into Sunday, a disturbance in the jet stream coming in from the Pacific Northwest might tap into some of that returning moisture and give an isolated severe storm anywhere from Des Moines, Iowa to Omaha and Kansas City down into parts of Kansas, Oklahoma, and the Texas, West Texas area. Neither of these days look like a big tornado threat. In fact, all of next week, probably heavy rain across the Gulf Coast states is going to be the main threat. Alex?
All right, thanks so much, Dr. Forbes. Well, you know, residents, they returned to the town of Rochelle this morning to scenes like this. Houses reduced to rubble. Fortunately, no fatalities reported from Rochelle. Now, some of the survival stories, just incredible.
Grandma told me this morning that they were huddled in the bathroom. She was on the toilet. Candy threw a bunch of blankets and pillows over top of her and then got on top of her. And they heard the wind howling, and then all of a sudden the roof lifted off and flew away. And then the house kind of collapsed in on top of them. My two uncles and a couple of neighbors came and searched the house and were able to find them and then transport them to the hospital.
Well, two residents of nearby Fairdale, a pair of next-door neighbors, they lost their lives in last night's storms, and at least 20 more were taken to a nearby hospital. Our meteorologist, Mike Bettis, has spent the day there meeting with residents impacted by the storm. Mike, what are you seeing there on the ground?
Well, you know, you look around, you just see splintered remains of buildings, including this barn that now sits in the yard here as the tornado struck this and just splintered it. So it's hardly even recognizable what it was. You wouldn't know unless you knew exactly what was here. Then you come back toward the home here and you can see trees down on the home. Just imagine being in the house at the time and just hearing that and feeling that and knowing that your bedrooms are up there and the roof's been ripped off and trees have gone through them. Had to be pretty scary last night, that's for sure. But one thing you notice that's a really great thing to see is power crews have been out all day long putting in more and more power poles. They're working 16-hour shifts, they tell me, to get the power restored to this line. But you can see they've got more and more power poles to put in. Actually, you take a look, they've got one power pole. Hopefully you can see it. It's getting a little bit dark here, but they got one power pole and they've got a hole dug. They're just getting ready to put that in the ground, and then they'll string a line on top of that. So this will go through the night until they've got the whole line set up along the roadways for all the poles that were knocked out. Today was a day of search and rescue that continued, and now they believe that everyone is accounted for in the town of Fairdale at least. They've gone back in there with the dogs to make sure that those noses are working and don't find anything that they missed. The other thing about it is that residents may finally be allowed back into their homes tomorrow. They're asking residents to show up at the fire station at 7 o'clock in the morning, show proper identification, then they'll be escorted into their neighborhood via police. They may be able to then go through some of their belongings, maybe collect a few things, take some pictures for insurance, that type of thing. But it'll be a short-lived visit for a lot of them, because then they'll want them right back out as they get more of that debris cleaned up, guys. But heavy task ahead for these communities, not only in Fairdale but down around Rochelle, as you were mentioning as well. The National Weather Service, some of the strongest damage in the EF4 rating in Rochelle and Ogle County there. So Ogle County and DeKalb County are really taking a hard hit here in early April. Usually we expect the season to come a little bit later, May and June. This year starting early, considering we just left winter. I think it's been a shock to a lot of folks here.
Absolutely, no doubt about it. Well, thank you so much, Mike Bettis there in Fairdale. Rough time there for the folks trying to pick up the pieces.
All right, our coverage, of course, of last night's EF4 continues right after the break. The one, of course, that hit Rochelle and devastated Fairdale.
We're going in depth with a look at the damage it left behind and how that helps determine just how strong the tornado was.
Currently in our area, 79 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Tonight, a stray thunderstorm is possible through the evening. Clear to partly cloudy, low 73. Saturday, intervals of clouds and sunshine. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 88. Saturday night, partly cloudy, chance of a thunderstorm. Low 73. Chance of rain 30%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Oh, this audit will take days. What a headache.
Actually, I don't have a headache anymore. Excedrin really does work fast.
Quiet! Mom has a headache!
Had a headache, but now I don't.
With 2 pain fighters plus a booster, Excedrin ends headaches fast. In fact, for some, relief starts in just 15 minutes.
Oh, my headache's gone. Not gonna happen.
Excedrin.
Wow, that was fast.
All we need to sell Strongbow Hard Cider is ice. And an award for best tasting hard cider.
Have you got the shot yet?
Remember that thing about keeping your face behind the award? Strongbow.
Remember the hassle of vacuuming? Before, the Dyson V6 Motorhead Cleaner gave you powerful suction and standout performance without the hassle of a cord.
Today, I'm going to fight hunger. Today, I don't want to be hungry. We just have to buy food. My family gets the food we need. I'm so glad we could help. I'm so glad someone helped.
Hunger lives closer than you think. Purchase participating items at Walmart, and you can help secure a meal for someone through Feeding America food banks.
Well, sir, after some serious consideration, I'd like to put in my 15-year notice.
You're quitting?
Technically retiring, sir. With a little help from my State Farm agent, I plan to retire in 15 years.
Wow, you're totally blindsiding me here. Who's going to manage your accounts? This is a devastating blow I was not prepared for.
Well, I'm going to finish packing my things. 15 years will really sneak up on you.
Jennifer will do your exit interview, and Adam made you a cake.
Red velvet.
Oh, thank you.
I made this.
Take charge of your retirement. Talk to a State Farm agent today.
Introducing new Flonase Allergy Relief Nasal Spray. This changes everything. New Flonase outperforms a leading allergy pill, so you will inhale life. When we breathe in allergens, our bodies react by overproducing 6 key inflammatory substances that cause our symptoms. Most allergy pills only control one substance. Flonase controls 6, and 6 is greater than 1. So roll down your windows, hug your pet, dust off some memories, make new ones. New Flonase. 6 is greater than 1. This changes everything.
Need new tires? Right now at Pep Boys, when you buy 3 Falcon, Cooper, or Hankook tires, you get the 4th tire free instantly. Plus, get special financing for 12 months on purchases of $4.99 or more on your Pep Boys credit card. Trust the boys to get you there.
Some things are not what they appear to be. Other things are exactly what they appear to be. The 306 horsepower Lexus IS 350, as aggressive as it looks.
With Crizal No Glare lenses, neither water, nor scratch, nor smudge, nor glare of night can keep you from the clearest vision possible. And Crizal has ESPF 25 to protect your eyes from the damaging rays of the sun. Crizal. Live life in the clear.
I take these out to put in Dr. Scholl's Active Series insoles. They help reduce wear and tear on my legs because they have triple zone protection and reduce shock by 40%. So I feel like I'm ready to take on anything.
Hi, everyone, and welcome back. All right, we're taking a live look at Atlanta, Georgia. Rain delay at Turner Field. The Braves' home opener is tonight against the New York Mets. It's just going to have to wait a couple minutes. Those storms will pass. Look at those ominous clouds, though. But the worst of it will pass, and then skies will clear for the game. So it'll get in.
Yeah, exactly.
Not a popcorn beforehand and beer.
We're not going to let a little weather destroy things there. Going to have a good time. And, hey, the Braves, we're going to make it to 4-0. Yes, I called it.
Okay, good.
All right. Well, this was last night. Rochelle, Illinois. Unbelievable. Look at that. You can hear it as well. Have some power flashes during this powerful wedge tornado. Preliminarily rated an EF4 by the National Weather Service there. And, I mean, just a picturesque sight there. You can't get a clear enough picture of a tornado like this that was taking place there in northern Illinois. Just an unreal sight.
Oh, it is textbook. It certainly is. All right. Well, power is certainly a big concern after a major storm system like we saw last night. Several thousand people, as you can only imagine, are still without power.
Yeah, so let's go back into one of the hardest hit areas. That is Fairdale, Illinois. And Mike Bettis is reporting for us in that ominous neighborhood. Buildings there, Mike, leveled. I just can't even imagine what it's like to be there in person to see it.
It's always tough to see it in person. You know, we say it all the time. The camera doesn't do it justice. You know, but you look at the home behind us here, and actually, all things considered, in the homes we've seen, this doesn't look too bad. I mean, it will be repaired. As some homes are beyond repair, they just have to be completely demolished, and then they'll have to rebuild completely. But you know, the thing about it is so many people are without power, and without power, we're electricity-run society. You can't do a lot of things that you normally do. You can't get on your phone. You can't get on the computer. You can't get on your Facebook and tell people that you're okay. But the Weather Channel is proud to partner with Duracell to fix that. And Mike Wynn from Duracell is with us this evening. Mike, you and your team started a program a couple years ago. Tell our viewers about it, because you perform such a vital function when natural disasters hit.
Yeah, we started in 2011, and we've been to about 19 disasters, including this one, and helped over 30,000 people.
What you do is you roll into town with this awesome truck, this specialized truck that powers people up, in essence.
Yeah, I'm here with Duracell's Power Forward team, and we're here to provide free Duracell batteries and mobile charging for those affected by the tornado.
So you literally, today, drove your truck right into town, and you helped out first responders today.
Yes, sir. We were able to get into Fairdale and help the firefighters that have been working all night. They recharged their phones and recharged their flashlights with our batteries.
Rumor had it they begged you to stay, and you had to go.
Yeah, we were there for quite a bit. Those guys were great. They've been working all night. I don't know where they get the energy, but we were happy to provide some power they can trust.
I'm sure that they were very thankful for it. Mike, great job. Thanks for being out there for everyone. And they'll be here again tomorrow, getting some phones charged up. By the way, they also have computer monitors, so people want to get on Facebook or Twitter, they want to send an email, they can do that and let friends and family know that they're okay. So providing such a valuable service, Duracell is. Love their truck. They've got a great truck we were checking out yesterday, guys. I'm a little jealous, to be honest with you. Maybe one day we'll go storm chasing with them, but we know we'll always have our charged phone, so we're good to go, right? We're always in communication.
All right, Mike. We appreciate it, no doubt about it. Meanwhile, we work our way into the Tidal Basin where, well, the long, cold winter officially over, at least. Here, the National Park Service saying the iconic blossoms officially reaching peak bloom this afternoon. That's one day before the forecast and just in time for that cherry blossom parade. Great stuff indeed. You can see them there. Beautiful sight. Sad, you know, I grew up in the D.C. area and not once did I go check out the cherry blossoms, but I get a chance to see them there by way of the camera. And if you are heading out to check them out tomorrow, beautiful weather taking place. You want to do so, the Cherry Blossom Festival coming to an end this weekend. So Sunday, the last day, should be even better. But farther south along the Gulf Coast, showers, a few storms right across the middle of the country as well. Now, the setup doesn't look like we'll be talking about any sort of severe weather outbreaks. There'll be some thunderstorms here and there, but they shouldn't be as strong as what we certainly saw yesterday. Monday, still tracking some unsettled weather from the Great Lakes down into the deep south. The West Coast is dry, the exception the Pacific Northwest. Then on Tuesday, it's the East Coast. Your turn to deal with some of the wet weather, so that'll be a not so fun day in New York City down to D.C. But Wednesday, you dry out, and it'll be mainly the Ohio Valley and south having to deal with some of that rain. Back in just a bit.
This storm coverage is brought to you by Duracell. Visit Duracell.com to learn how Duracell Power Forward provides relief to those in need.
I've seen hurricanes, floods, I've seen tornadoes. We give out Duracell batteries after the worst happens. And when the power's out for days, we stay with them. You might say they lost everything, but that's not what I see. I see a different kind of power. I saw it in Ruth, Adam, Tom. It's the power they have inside of them. The power to move forward.
At Duracell, we believe that's the power that never, ever goes out.
This weekend, upgrade your style at Men's Warehouse. Right now, buy one, get one free on select items store-wide. Plus, take an additional 50% off all clearance items. Only at Men's Warehouse.
Guys, that's it. Right there. There's the tornado.
We are still in the eye, and we're still trying to get to the same place.
She is in labor right now.
We know more about this system hour by hour.
This is our Pineapple Express pumping in that rainfall. Flood advisories, flood watches, you name it.
Whoa, that'll blow you down the beach.
We are talking about a doozy of a storm.
Currently in our area, 79 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Tonight, a stray thunderstorm is possible through the evening. Clear to partly cloudy, low 73. Saturday, intervals of clouds and sunshine. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 88. Saturday night, partly cloudy, chance of a thunderstorm. Low 73. Chance of rain 30%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
When you set the world in motion. The full line of Ram ProMaster vans and the all-new Ram ProMaster City. Purpose-built to help you run the town. Ram.
From coast to coast, in every state, people all across the nation are learning something new. That the best way to protect their cars, trucks, and SUVs is with WeatherTech floor liners. They're laser measured to perfectly protect your specific vehicle. Front, back, even up the sides. Order yours today at WeatherTech.com or call 1-800-CarMats. WeatherTech floor liners, proudly made in America.
Thanks for this Oreo caramel shake, Kara.
Caramel for Kara. That makes sense.
And Janine for peanut butter.
I don't get it. Why?
Because she reminds me of my ex-girlfriend, Janine, who was nuts.
25 real ice cream shakes, all half price after 8 p.m. This is how you Sonic.
Before
Before ISS, before Hubble, we built the most extraordinary machine. Stand nose to nose with Space Shuttle Atlantis, one of thousands of exciting things to explore at Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex in Orlando. Always explore.
The conference call, the ultimate arena for business. Hour after hour of diving deep, touching base, and putting ducks in rows. The only problem with conference calls, eventually they have to end. Unless you have the Comcast Business Voice Edge mobile app. It lets you switch seamlessly from your desk phone to your mobile with no interruptions. I've never felt so alive.
Get the future of phone, and the phones are free. Comcast Business, built for business.
Strong. It comes from a place where raw strength is just a starting point. Where doing something means doing it right. Where unrivaled dependability is backed by the strongest warranty in the business. And the only job is a job well done. Welcome to Strongsville. Experience Cub Cadet Strong with the new XT Enduro Series. Find exceptional financing and a dealer near you.
We have been shattering records. Look at this, Sam.
I'm getting soaked.
You weren't expecting that, were you?
No, I wasn't.
Alrighty, this is Atlanta, Georgia. Wet microburst here near Atlanta in Cobb County, Georgia. It's kind of a narrow rain shaft from the cloud to the ground, a large burst of wind and water. If you can see, it looks almost like an upside-down mushroom. But there it is, and that's what the day looks like, right? It certainly is not a pleasant one on this Friday evening. And, of course, at the Turner Field, it is the Braves' home opener against the Mets, and they are in a rain delay, as you can well imagine. Game was supposed to start at 7:35, but strong storms there sweeping through the area. So from Atlanta, we go to the Mid-Atlantic, where actually the Mid-Atlantic was expecting to have potentially some severe weather today. And luckily, it looks as though the tornadic threat a little bit less than originally thought, so that is good news. No tornado watches here. Severe thunderstorm watch, though, posted tonight until 11 o'clock. And this is the Delmarva, and really south of Salisbury. Southern portions really getting inundated with rain and hail and incredible wind as well. So this is where the potential for severe weather was today, because really for the southeast, there was not that wind shear rotation that you need for a tornado. But here, because of this warm front just to the north, that was potentially going to kind of aid and abet the tornadic activity, and it didn't, so that is good news. A lot of lightning, though, no question about that. Farther south we go, you can see showers and storms. Atlanta, Georgia, I-20 points south, kind of getting the most robust rain, certainly very hard hit. This is the perimeter that runs around Atlanta, and from Forest Park to Conyers, there's where that heavy rain is. Of course, the yellow and the red denoting where the heaviest rain coming down, and we're certainly seeing it. All right, some real-time lightning. You can see where it is, right around Forest Park, south of Atlanta. So really a tough go on the roads. 75, 85, even trying to fly in and out of Hartsfield, the world's busiest airport. I bet does have some issues because of all these thunderstorms around. Farther south, I-10 and into I-20, kind of that sandwiched area between all of this warm, moist air coming up from the Gulf. And what's happening here, there's a stationary front, so there's no kind of momentum to push it away. So showers and storm are lining up, and the unfortunate thing is they're really going to be here for the next couple of days, and a potential for some flash flooding because of so much rain, Alex. But what about the weekend? Are things going to improve?
Well, as you mentioned, that boundary, that front that's just going to hang out, park itself, that'll be a focus for some showers and storms as we head into the weekend. Let's track it, because there could be a few strong to even severe storms to deal with as well. There it is, the setup for tomorrow, and there is that front stuck along the Gulf Coast. We'll have a bit of moisture streaming on in as well, particularly on into Texas, and that moisture is going to start to run up into that dry line, that sort of line marking where we have the very warm, dry air to the west and then the warm, moist air coming in from the east. And that's where we could see some storms try to fire up out there as we work our way on into tomorrow. A low-level jet on off just to the north there across the plains. They sort of separated from where we have the best moisture. The jet stream may try to play a factor, but again, the moisture could be a limiting thing for us. But there is still going to be the chance for some storms, and some of those could pack a bit of a punch. You can see the area marked in red. That's where we have the greatest opportunity for storms that could produce even a chance of a tornado, some damaging wind, as well as some hail. So Dodge City to Amarillo and even Lubbock. Amarillo, here's your forecast tomorrow, starting in the morning right around 10 o'clock. A few showers around. Then as we get into the afternoon, we could see the sun try to poke on through, and that sunshine, that's not a good thing because that could help to destabilize things in the atmosphere, and then we start to see some of those storms try to get going as we move into the afternoon. Late evening, things do dry out. Then on Sunday, the threat for storms continues. Again, parts of Texas working up through the plains into the Midwest, parts of Iowa down into Missouri. We'll watch for, again, the threats of damaging wind and a bit of hail. Alexandra?
All right, speaking of wind and hail and destabilizing, take a look at this. New video into us. One man's battle with nature. The man stuck inside a van in Ashland, Kentucky. Take a look and listen to what he had to endure. In the van.
Yeah, I tell you, I mean, that's an incredible sight there. Looks like a tree either came down on that van, and what a mess.
Yeah, it's a church van he said he was stuck in, and he said he's lucky to be alive.
Currently in our area, 78 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Tonight, a stray thunderstorm is possible through the evening. Clear to partly cloudy, low 73. Saturday, intervals of clouds and sunshine. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 88. Saturday night, partly cloudy, chance of a thunderstorm. Low 73. Chance of rain 30%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
None of us knew it was coming this way, you know, and she said, get to the basement, you know, we see it, there's rotation, get to the basement, and we were in the basement 2 to 3 minutes before it just demolished the building. And it's still, you know, it's still surreal. Everybody's like, you know, you could have died, and it doesn't sink in, you know. I'm like, I didn't, you know. But it was just so fast. It was just so unexpected. So, I mean, you know, it took 2 minutes for this tornado to pass over us. And then all of a sudden it was just silence.
Well, absolutely incredible videos, all showing the power and fury of Mother Nature. Preliminary reports from the National Weather Service rate this an EF4. Homes torn apart, semi-trucks flipped, and sadly, 2 people killed. Now, these deadly storms tore through Illinois just before dark last night, and the morning light showed the extent of the damage. We're looking back at what happened, as well as a severe threat that lingers tonight, with extended coverage right here on the Weather Channel. Well, thank you so much for joining us here on this Friday evening. I'm Alex Wallace.
And I'm Alexandra Steele. You know, the woman you just saw speaking, her name was Melissa Jamie, and we talked to her yesterday. She was one of the 13 people stuck inside the Grubstakers restaurant that literally collapsed. There was a cook, a chef, the owner, some patrons, and believe it or not, they all got out alive. And she was saying they were trapped. They were praying to themselves and each other. And then luckily, the fire marshal came and got them out 45 minutes later, but absolutely frightening.
Absolutely.
All right, so last night's deadly storms, they also claimed the lives of 2 women, both those women in their 60s, and they were next door neighbors.
Yeah, so let's get you caught up now on what we know at this time.
All right, 2 women, both in Fairdale, that were killed. Again, no tornado siren system is in place currently in Fairdale. The National Weather Service survey crews went out today in the light of day, assessed the damage, and did believe this to be a single long-track tornado rated an EF4. Now, on an EF5 scale, it's almost at the highest. With 180 to 200 mile-per-hour winds, the Illinois governor has issued a disaster declaration for both counties, Ogle and DeKalb counties. Right, Alex?
Yes, indeed. And you can understand why. Just an incredible sight to see the damage left behind. Now, we do have the threat for some strong storms. That remains here for us tonight. So this is what we're looking at least at this hour. Severe thunderstorm watch. We still have that in place. That's out here for us in the mid-Atlantic for us until about 11 o'clock, just south of the Salisbury area, and then working down through the Delmarva. Norfolk, you're included in that as well. So we're mainly looking at storms that could produce damaging winds as well as hail. Tornado risk nowhere near as high as it was yesterday, although you can't completely rule that out. And let's start with our severe weather expert, Dr. Greg Forbes. He's checking in on these storms right now. He's in the lab. Dr. Forbes?
Thanks, Alex. And it looks like the severe threat may be beginning to diminish this evening. Certainly not the kind of tornado threat today like we saw yesterday. Big surface low yesterday near that northern Illinois area. Today, the surface low is way up in Canada. And you can see, though, it is dragging the same cold front that was coming into Illinois last night. And it has warm temperatures ahead of that. Still 79 at Norfolk. These temperatures in the red up into the 70s. But we don't have the kind of strong wind shear. We don't have the strong kind of upper air forcing in these areas today. Washington, D.C., you've warmed up a little bit. Now you're back to 63. So the one front that I thought might get into there and allow some severe weather threat in there doesn't seem like it's going to come to pass, and that's certainly a good thing. We do have some upper-level jet stream energy. Mostly that's heading into New England and Pennsylvania, north of where that warmest air is. And you can see some big spinning here in this water vapor type of satellite imagery. That's the cold pocket, but it too is staying north of where that warmest air is. So not extremely unstable. And down where the biggest thunderstorms are, the winds are not all that strong. So not everything coming together today, thank goodness. We did have some severe thunderstorm warnings on this bow echo that came across from south of Richmond. Now it's coming off the Delmarva Peninsula. One more round of thunderstorms behind that and trying to build up into Delaware. We'll monitor those, but it doesn't look as if they're going to get too severe. There's that bow echo now going back offshore into the Atlantic. So no warnings there. In fact, no warnings at all in the country at this point for severe thunderstorms. A few storms here and there in North Carolina, some strong storms, but weakening, it appears, mostly coming out of across the South Carolina area. Thunderstorms rolling across from just south of Atlanta. Might be some local flooding on some of the roadways there down into downstate Georgia, southern Alabama, Florida Panhandle. We'll keep an eye on this one coming into Pensacola areas, and then weakening storms across Louisiana. Some storms down in south and southwest Texas. Tomorrow, cold front stalls out, and so as the moisture tries to return into southeast Colorado, western Kansas, the Oklahoma and Texas panhandles, could be some late afternoon and evening hail. A torcon of 2 to maybe 3 for a chance of a tornado in this area. Probably not going to happen. Disturbance in the northern branch of the jet stream. Sunday comes in. Maybe we'll tap into some returning Gulf of Mexico moisture for an isolated severe thunderstorm from southern Iowa down in these red shaded areas to west Texas and west Oklahoma. Again, I think torcon is in the 2 to 3 range at best. Spotty severe thunderstorms. And the whole next week looks a lot quieter than this one, but a lot of heavy rain in the Gulf Coast states. Out in Fairdale, Illinois, where they were very badly hit last night. Mike Bettis, you've been showing us some great reports. Mike, what do you have for us this hour?
Well, Dr. Forbes, you know, this is a tight-knit farming community, a town of less than 200 people. And you see barns like this. It's cinder blocks and it's wood, and it's a tractor that's now been crumpled by cinder block walls. This is just indicative of the damage we've seen everywhere around here, around DeKalb County. And I think one thing that makes it so difficult for the people that live here is the severity of it. You know, you keep in mind in the tornado history that we have in DeKalb County, tornadoes aren't unusual, okay? We've had 14 tornadoes since records have been kept in 1950. But we haven't had one single tornado injury in 40 years, let alone a fatality. So when you get a tornado that's EF4 strength, it kills people, it injures people, it becomes very shocking for the community. But they rally around each other. The first responders have done a tremendous job of doing search and rescue, and everyone now is accounted for. And help has arrived. Power crews are here. They're restoring power. Volunteers have showed up as well. The Red Cross is on hand providing providing shelter and food, also providing counseling for those that need it. But I know it's kind of cliche to say, but it's a long road to recovery. When you've lost everything, maybe you had a farm or home for generations, and now it's no longer. It literally is toothpicks. It's very difficult to get over that, and so it's not. This disaster does not go away once the power crews go away, once the first responders go away, once the volunteers go away. These folks have a long road to go here. It's going to be weeks. It's going to be months, and in some instances, Alex, it's going to end up being years, and the emotional scars could be there for quite some time as well. But it's nice to see, though, that the community is rallying around them for now. And the governor even saying, we're going to do everything we can to assist these communities. It's just not something we deal with every single day.
And when we come back, maybe we'll talk to you, Mike, about where they're going to go, some of those people that have no home. So maybe you can kind of enlighten us if, people are staying together, they're going to other communities, or maybe if there's a bigger plan in place.
Right.
Thanks, Mike. All right, our coverage, of course, of last night's EF4 tornado will continue.
In depth with a look at some of the damage left behind and how that helps determine just how strong the tornado was.
What are you doing?
Athlete's foot.
Athlete's foot can be embarrassing. Lotrimin Ultra relieves the itching, burning, and cracking to cure athlete's foot and embarrassment too.
Ooh.
Get Ultra. Lotrimin Ultra.
Need an oil change? Let the boys do it for you with our full-service oil change and a multi-point inspection for only $19.99 with coupon. And make your service appointment easily online at petboys.com. Trust the boys to get you there.
Andrew, Rita, Sandy. Meet Chris, Jackie, Joe. Minor damage or major disaster. When you need us most, we're there. State Farm. We're a force of nature, too.
Book a tee time 24/7 with Golf Now. Day or night, even after the course closes. Search the largest selection of available tee times at over 6,000 great courses. Book your round in no time with Golf Now.
Currently in our area, 78 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Tonight, a stray thunderstorm is possible through the evening. Clear to partly cloudy, low 73. Saturday, intervals of clouds and sunshine. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible, high 88. Saturday night, partly cloudy, chance of a thunderstorm, low 73. Chance of rain, 30%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Been shattering records. Look at this sample.
I'm getting soaked.
You weren't expecting that, were you?
No, I wasn't.
Morning's got you a little. Grab the good energy of Quaker Oats, one of nature's most perfect energy sources. It's how we help keep go-getters like you going and getting, one bite at a time. Quaker Up.
The garden is the story of our lives, told and retold. It's as old as our time on Earth and as new as tomorrow. You can have a yard, or slightly less. Gardening isn't about where we choose to live. It's about how we choose to live. Miracle-Gro. Life starts here.
Joseph A. Bank presents the Big Spring Sale. All suits and sport coats are on sale, featuring executive and Joseph suits just $2 for $2.99. Sale ends Sunday. Joseph A. Bank, the new tradition since 1905.
Back to a Weather Center Live. All right, you can see before and after, of course, Fairdale, Illinois, what it looked like just 48 hours before that EF4 tornado raked through northern Illinois, about 80 miles west of Chicago, tore lives and homes, and even 2 fatalities, 2 60-year-old women who were next-door neighbors. All right, we'll talk more, of course, about the tornado that moved through last night and the potential for severe storms this weekend. But there, of course, is before and after. And to Atlanta, Georgia we go, and we'll talk about all the weather there. And you know what, we've got some major storms, courtesy of Joey Hurst. Thank you, in Atlanta. All right, there's the Braves Field, Turner Field. First pitch now, 8:45. They're back, the tarp is off. But first, there's actually a ceremony, 50 years in Atlanta. And they're going to have the ceremony, then the first pitch, the first night of the first game, playing the Mets tonight. So I'm sure, yeah, you can see there's some people out there. All right, so from there we go to the Coca-Cola World headquarters in Atlanta, Georgia as well. We did have some severe weather move through earlier, some hail, also penny-sized, dime-sized hail, and some very strong wind gusts as well. But that whole system dropping to the south and east, and you can really clearly see it on the radar picture. And also you can see some really embedded big-time storms with a lot of rain and, of course, the hail and the wind. There's Atlanta, Georgia. This is what we call the perimeter, and there, drop those storms. I-10, I-20, and really that corridor between I-10 and I-20, that's where we're going to see the biggest rain, and certainly some strong winds and gusts also. From Monroe to Conyers, there's where that rain is. All right, so let's show you. Marietta's clearing out. It's all clearing out. It is all dropping south and eastward. Much better day ahead tomorrow for Atlanta, but not so here on the Gulf Coast. I-20, we've got all this moisture coming up, so plenty of moisture in the atmosphere to work with, and the caveat and the problem is there's a stationary boundary, and so all the moisture comes up. It's a stalled front, so it's kind of like a traffic jam in the atmosphere. There's kind of nothing to kick it out and kind of move through. So it holds, it stays, and all the moisture and the area of low pressure and the front. So an inundation of rain from Sunday into Monday, Tuesday, and even into Wednesday. So a southern soaker, we're calling it, from Houston to Jackson to Montgomery. Not an all-day event, 24 hours a day, but we are going to see these storms kind of rumble up in the atmosphere, just kind of moist enough to kind of dump it out. So there's the rain on Tuesday as well. Finally gets into Charlotte and Charleston and Atlanta, Georgia as well, and into Tallahassee, and then 3 to 5 inches potentially. So an awful lot of rain here for the next couple of days. Alex?
Indeed. Well, we're going to have more on tonight's storms coming up, but first to the tornado aftermath in Illinois, and we're getting a look at just how expansive the damage is from the air. Before the tornado hit Fairdale, it destroyed homes and a restaurant north of Rochelle. Well, the pilot for NBC5 News in Chicago flew over that area earlier today.
Mike Lorber reporting with the Sky 5 crew, Rochelle, Illinois. We are across the street now from Grubstaker's restaurant that was devastated here, Route 64 and 251. This is an area across the street, just south and west from that intersection, where about a dozen homes are completely flattened down to the ground. They are down to their very bare structures. You can just see how immensely powerful this storm was, and you can see the path of the storm as it made its way from Rochelle, Illinois, here making its way northeastbound towards the damage that we showed you in Fairdale. That tornado path can be seen very visibly through the farm fields here, but just an immense amount of devastation done near Rochelle, Illinois.
50 miles of destruction, right, through 3 towns predominantly, and changing lives forever last night.
At one point, half a mile wide.
Yep.
Back in a bit, tracking more on the storm threat tonight.
Whatever their stickers say, they'll all lose suction because their filters clog. But with our sonic tips oscillating at 5,000 hertz, only new Dyson Kinetic Science won't lose suction.
Is it the insightful strategies and analytical capabilities that make Edward Jones one of the biggest financial services firms in the country? Or is it 13,000 financial advisors who take the time to say thank you?
Night, Jim. Gonna be a while?
I am, Liz. Got a little writing to do.
It's why Edward Jones is the big company that doesn't act that way.
Once we were dreamers, adventurers set out to discover new lands, new people, new ways. Once we were great explorers, in search of hidden treasure, secret hideouts, magic lands. The treasure is still here and waiting to inspire a new generation of dreamers. Come uncover the riches and bounty of pure Michigan. Your trip begins at Michigan.org.
Introducing new Country Time Lemonade Starter with real lemon juice. A fresh new way to make Country Time.
Spicy Super Crunch chicken strips are not your mom's chicken strips.
What about my mom?
I like these chicken strips.
Well, we'll see how this goes. Mom, you have an admirer. She is interested?
Okay.
Chicken with a kick. Spicy Super Crunch chicken strips. This is how you Sonic.
I recommend Nature Made fish oil because I trust their quality. They were the first to have a product verified by USP, an independent organization that sets strict quality and purity standards.
Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist recommended fish oil brand.
Are you sending your kids to school with an allergy medicine that may make them drowsy? Only Children's Claritin provides non-drowsy 24-hour allergy relief.
And it's the #1 pediatrician recommended non-drowsy brand.
In class and out, your kids can live Claritin Clear.
Kellogg's Frosted Mini Wheats. 8 layers of wheat and one that's sweet for the adult and kid in all of us. Kellogg's Frosted Mini Wheats. Feed your inner kidult.
We have a tornado on the ground. It's moving. We know you can't control the weather. It's looking good. So we build things to harness it.
That's awesome.
They hit the water. Game on.
Up here in Southeast Alaska, the Coast Guard's last line of defense.
This is about how far you can push yourself.
Sail on a 2-night Bahamas Paradise cruise from just $149. Cruise and Bahamas resort stay options also available at amazing prices. Call 800-814-7100. That's 800-814-7100.
Currently in our area, 79 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Tonight, a stray thunderstorm is possible through the evening. Some clouds, low 73. Saturday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon, high 88. Chance of rain 40%. Saturday night, thunderstorms early, low 73. Chance of rain 40%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Well, new video coming in of the EF4 tornado that pushed through northern Illinois last night at about 7 o'clock. Dave Walker captured this incredible video from Rochelle, Illinois. Look at this. We watched this live on television last night. Chasers were out there. Look at this massive wedge tornado, meaning it's wider than it is tall. So with more details, let's go to our severe weather expert, Dr. Greg Forbes. Hi, Greg.
And we had quite a tornado indeed last night. We're going to show you some videos, some damage photos, even a photo of the track of the tornado from satellite. We'll start out with a picture approaching I-39. Take a look here. We have that big wedge tornado. It is very wide. It's very wide relative to how high it is above cloud base. Then you see another feature, this like a layer of a layer cake hanging down. That's what we call the wall cloud. That's the rotating thunderstorm updraft. And then there's some additional layers that are rotating as well in this monstrous rotating thunderstorm. Now this storm is off to the north of Rochelle at this point. It's going to cross I-39. We'll take a look at some video here of the tornado as it comes toward the interstate. A massive wall, and look how dark and scary this is, and very scary because there is traffic going both directions on the interstate. We'll see afterwards that there was at least some semis that were overturned on the interstate after the tornado went by. There's strong winds that are still down beyond the tornado on its south and west flanks. And here's the tornado after it's gone northeast of the interstate. You see it's hitting structures. You see pieces of debris. Then he looks back to the southwest and the semi has been blown over. He looks back to the northeast and he sees the tornado in progress. You see some striations in there and little lobes, multiple vortices probably revolving about the tornado. There are some big pieces of debris that are being picked up and then shot forward in those 180 to 200 mile-per-hour winds that have been estimated with this EF4 tornado. So dangerous, dangerous tornado, deadly tornado. About 450 miles above the Earth, Landsat 8 satellite from NASA has looked down and seen that the tornado went along here. You see some lighter, then darker. It has made markings in the field, and right about here, it's coming up toward the Fairdale area. So we'll take a look at some of the impacts of some of this. In fact, that marking is pretty much followed by this debris ball. This dark red core here is some of the heavier debris that's being shown up by the tornado on radar. And I'll step this forward. You see it comes up into the Kings area. It's coming up toward I-35 in that Lindenwood area. Let me back it up one step here, and we'll see that there's debris being tossed up about that, and probably the small debris even out bigger than the tornado itself. And that is that tornado just continues off toward the northeast, and it comes up then into right about here. That debris ball hits the Fairdale area. Taking a look at this in slice, here's that debris ball projected down to the surface, and then angling up. That's the tornado and the rotating thunderstorm wall cloud around the tornado coming up 20,000 feet into the atmosphere. And taking a look now down at some of the damage at Fairdale. North is off to the lower right, east toward the lower left. And so this is beforehand. Now we take a look at what has happened. We see piles of rubble here, piles of rubble, streaks of debris coming northeastward with the tornado. Interesting features here, streaks. I mentioned I thought the tornado maybe had some multiple vortices in that, going from here east to west. Corn stubble in all likelihood being pushed through the field. Tornadoes and those suction vortices in fact often do that. Here's another view of the tornado coming across Fairdale, and up on this northwest side here, the heaviest of the damage. Some of the slab foundations are all that are left there, and then piles of debris off to the north and east. Here you see some roofing damage to some of the structures way out to the edge of the tornado, but some of the places there in southeast parts of Fairdale not hit as hard as others. Here's a couple, a close-in of this building. The roof is gone, and then the shed here, or the garage, it's completely down, and the debris tossed off toward the north and east. So dangerous, deadly tornado, and some of its aftermath. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Greg. All right, well, are more storms out there tonight? We'll take a look and track it for you after the break.
Introducing new Flonase Allergy Relief Nasal Spray. This changes everything. New Flonase outperforms a leading allergy pill, so you will inhale life. When we breathe in allergens, our bodies react by overproducing 6 key inflammatory substances that cause our symptoms. Most allergy pills only control one substance. Flonase controls 6, and 6 is greater than 1. So roll down your windows, hug your pet, dust off some memories, make new ones. New Flonase. 6 is greater than 1. This changes everything.
Dad, like, how many more weeks are you going to be using my car?
Until my insurance claim goes through. This is our car.
Mr. Parker, my parents have...
Allstate.
They have this...
Claim satisfaction guarantee.
Really?
Their claim experience is...
fast, fair, and hassle-free.
Or they get their, like, money back.
Sarah! Come to prom with me!
No.
Hey, Mr. Parker.
Claim satisfaction guarantee. Just another way Allstate is changing car insurance for good.
fix it, Dad?
Yeah, I can fix that.
I wanted a car that could handle anything.
I fixed it!
That's why I got a Subaru Legacy.
Symmetrical all-wheel drive plus 36 mpg.
I gotta break more toys.
The 2015 Subaru Legacy. It's not just a sedan, it's a Subaru.
All we need to sell Strongbow Hard Cider is ice. And an award for best tasting hard cider.
Have you got the shot yet?
Remember that thing about keeping your face behind the award? Strongbow.
We're here today asking kids what their favorite vegetable is.
Kids?
Now we're gonna give those same kids Bush's Baked Beans. And finally, we're gonna tell them that Bush's Baked Beans are actually a vegetable.
Ixnay on the vegetable bay.
Oh, right. Bush's secret family recipe gives them a delicious flavor, so they're a vegetable that kids actually like.
Bush's Baked Beans, the vegetable that kids love.
If you have play dates at your house, be ready to clean up the mess. The kids had fun, but it's pretty gross. What's that? It's a Swiffer wet jet. I can just grab this and just go right to the mess. That comes from my floor? That's disgusting.
I want friends over.
You want friends over?
Oh, this audit will take days. What a headache.
Actually, I don't have a headache anymore. Excedrin really does work fast.
In fact, for some, relief starts in just 15 minutes. Excedrin.
Wow, that was fast.
It may seem strange, but people really can love their laxative, especially when it's Miralax. It hydrates, eases, and softens to unblock your system naturally, so you have peace of mind from start to finish. Love your laxative, Miralax.
Book a tee time 24/7 with Golf Now. Day or night, even after the course closes. Search the largest selection of available tee times at over 6,000 great courses. Book your round in no time with Golf Now.
Currently in our area, 79 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Tonight, a stray thunderstorm is possible through the evening. Some clouds, low 73. Saturday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon, high 88. Chance of rain 40%. Saturday night, thunderstorms early, low 73. Chance of rain 40%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Been shattering records. Look at this sample.
I'm getting soaked.
You weren't expecting that, were you? No, I wasn't.
Watch out. This is violent. You guys, it's right there, right there.
Stop. We're good. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. Oh my god.
It hit cars. It hit cars.
Look at there goes cars. What?
Oh
I saw headlights go flying.
Oh my gosh. Josh, you need to stop.
No. Keep going. We'll go slow. We'll go slow. Oh my god. We need to see if anybody's all right. We need to go.
Wow, this was last night. We were watching this together live on the air. Now, this tornado crossed I-39. That's that interstate you're just looking at there. Rochelle, Illinois, towards Fairdale, Illinois. This was one of at least 2 tornadoes to cross north central Illinois last night. And there was that wedge tornado. And then the images you're about to see are incredible, right? With the semi being flipped over, this wedge tornado just moving northeast at 45 miles per hour.
Yeah, I mean, you don't see that often, particularly, again, live on our network. We saw that, and it was just a sight to see. We were all excited watching it. You saw it on the radar, and then you saw it in person there But then the sobering sight, the aftermath of the damage.
I mean, but when you saw this wedge tornado half a mile wide, ended up being, preliminary estimates went out today, the National Weather Service, and EF4, meaning there were 180 to 200 mile per hour winds, Alex, going up into the atmosphere 15,000 feet. So it's just amazing. Can you imagine, when we talked on the air to people right after it happened in the towns and communities, and I mean, they were just floored hearing it, the train, the people were stuck. I mean, we heard it from so many perspectives, whether it was someone watching at home, hearing it down in the basement, or of course the 13 people that were stuck in the restaurant that were saved by when the owner said, get down here into the basement, and the whole building was ripped off.
Yeah, unreal stuff. Well, here's what we know at this point. 2 women killed in Fairdale, Illinois. They were actually neighbors. There were no tornado siren systems in place there in Fairdale, unfortunately. Now, the National Weather Service survey crews, they assessed the damage and believe this to be a single long-track tornado rated an EF4. That's what they saw when they were on the ground. They're actually going to go up into the air and take a look from an aerial perspective to get a final rating on that. Meanwhile, the Illinois governor has issued a disaster declaration for Ogle and DeKalb counties. Well, during the storms last night, I tell you, the Weather Channel was on the air tracking the radar and showing you the live images from storm chasers.
Yeah, one of the most incredible videos from that time shows how powerful this storm was. Here, take a look.
Go! Call 911. That was our call. Videotape it, Tyler. Videotape.
We are shaking.
And you see the tornado churning and spinning. You see the little black specks there?
Yeah.
They look tiny, but that's debris. I mean, we're probably talking about roofs, probably whole trees.
A barn.
Yeah, I mean, just unbelievable. And look at this thing here. Again, this is riding now on the interstate, and this thing's about to cross it here. Just a huge, massive, at one point, half a mile wide tornado.
Did we see the semi flip yet? Did I look away, or is this it's about to flip? Okay, we saw it already. Now, all right, we'll see it again. Watch this. All right, there's that EF4 wedge.
Oh, it's hitting something.
There it goes. Can you imagine? Now, listen to the guys. Look at that. See, that's what we're talking about. That's the terrain. That's a great image of that. It's farm country. I mean, the town that really got obliterated was a town of 150. But this is their lives, and these are farming communities, and it's incredibly very rural. But, Dr. Forbes, when he was analyzing this, it was so fascinating, because you would think that tornado threw that semi off. But it was actually that semi that happened a half a mile behind the tornado from these mesocyclone winds. So, I mean, just the atmosphere was just robust.
Unbelievable stuff to see there. Well, let's take it to the lab now. We've got our very own severe weather expert, Dr. Greg Forbes. And Dr. Forbes, we do have some storms tonight, but again,